A large rocket is falling back to Earth right now, and we do not know where it will land. Now, it blasted off from China last week as part of a mission to complete a Chinese space station. Chinese officials say it's not a threat to people and it will mostly burn up as it re-enters the atmosphere. And U.S. Defense Department expects it to hit Earth tomorrow. So far, though, there's no plan to take military action.
We don't have a plan to shoot the rocket down. We're hopeful that it will land in a place where it won't harm anyone, hopefully in the ocean or someplace like that.
Well, China's space agency has not said whether the rocket debris is being controlled or will make an out-of-control descent. So joining me now to talk about this is Marcus Weisgerber, an editor at the news site Defense One. All right, Marcus, we just heard that sound there. We heard a lot of hopefullys, which is maybe a little concerning. So it's true, really, that right now, no indication where this thing is going to land.
Right, and one of the things, actually, when you ran the clip of Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin yesterday, he was asked a follow-up question, and one of the key things he said was no plans to shoot it down, and the quote was, "as we speak." Now, one would imagine the military would reconsider that if, as we get closer to this rocket re-entering the atmosphere, if they determine it's going to hit a major American city. And another thing is, so there is precedent actually for shooting down space debris. Back in 2008, National Reconnaissance Office spy satellite, that was an American satellite, was shot down by a Navy warship just out of that fear that it was going to have big debris. And what happened was the missile went up, it hit it, the satellite exploded and blasted it into tiny little pieces, which in turn then burnt up as they came through the atmosphere and didn't harm anyone.
Okay, Marcus, so we know that it is possible, to take some action. But the problem, it seems like if the landing zone is not going to be known until a few hours before it re-enters, at that point, would it be too late to try to take action?
Well, it depends. Now, with there's the U.S. military has a lot of things that could, shoot down a lot of, ships and missiles that and ground-based missiles as well, and even air-launched missiles from planes that could actually do this. The question is, you can't have, every single plane in the Air Force, on the ready. The thing is, though, with this is very similar to missile defense. When a foreign country would fire a long-range missile, it's moving very, very quickly, and a combination of satellites and ground-based radars are able to track it and then send that information to a missile and hit it. It's possible. The military, though, is optimistic that there's a lot of water and a lot of unoccupied space on Earth.
Yes.
And the big hope is that it lands in one of those unoccupied spaces.
True. And, there is a lot of water. And we do want to make sure that people know space objects really do fall to Earth pretty frequently. It's just this is different because it's so large.
Right. My colleagues actually reported this week that last year 135 objects, man-made objects, actually fell from space to Earth. Just actually last month, piece of a SpaceX rocket landed in the Pacific Northwest. But like you said, the big difference here is this is a 23-ton, 100-foot rocket, and that object that landed, for instance, last month was about the size of a punching bag, so much, much smaller.
Oh, goodness. All right. I feel like anxiety levels are up for a few people. We're going to hope it lands in the water. Marcus Weisgerber, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thanks for having me.